All right. How are you guys doing today?
Excellent.
Excellent, thank you.
Nice. Yeah, a little bit of music.
Yes, it's pretty nice. A lot of memories.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Well, this is our new live stream time here, Friday afternoons. We're going to try to catch a few more people, maybe a little more useful, practical time, of course, as you're heading home or maybe home for the day, the end of the day. So, chat about some fun things, Morocco.
Definitely.
hmm
Yeah.
So, let's see here. Today, here we are. Well, we've been pitching this. People watching, they may have seen our emails and so on. That I know you guys have been developing this notion of the feel of a private tour, but we all know private tours. I mean, it's kind of the top of the top. If you can afford it and everything, that's great. But it is cost a bit more. It's a little more intense. And if you want something that's a little bit more in your price range, but still gives a lot of those similar features, you guys have come up with a great, let's say, compromise, a great another option for that too. So that's what we're going to talk about today, and maybe we'll get straight to it. So what is it that you are now offering to people to get them to Morocco, hopefully this year in 2024?
Okay, that's a really, really good question. Me and Sam have been working on group tours for a while, and we looked into group tours, small, medium, and large group tours, and we realized that there's a lot of opportunities for us in group tours, but we really, really like the small group size tours between 8
Mm.
to 12 because it's a little different. Then it saves you a little bit of money comparing it to the private tour, obviously.
Mhm.
So it still has the intimate feeling. You still feel like it's just you. There's a lot of attention that it's being paid to you specifically versus a large group of people, and then you also benefit from staying out of yards versus hotels. Then also
Mhm.
in terms of price, you're saving an average of $900 and above, probably an average of 900 to 1,100 to 1,200 dollars per person
Mhm.
per trip.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes,
Yeah, that's right. Yes. We collected a feedback from our past clients, especially as we are working in the tourism for years. So the people
Yeah.
don't like large group tours. This is why we decided to limit it to maximum of 12, like that they experience Morocco as like they are in a private tour.
Yeah.
So yeah, even because there will be a tour leader, there will be like a driver. So when you experience something, let's say for example cooking class, so you will have a same place talking to each other. You listen to your guide what he's saying,
Yeah.
versus when you are like in a bus, 48 person, for example, in a large group, you're wasting your time.
Mm. Well,
yeah, the
that's a good point.
experience is
You spend a
different.
lot of
Yeah.
time waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what's well, we're going to get into lots of details and logistics here. What's included in a typical tour? I know they all different itineraries, but yeah, generally speaking, what's included is kind of standard features of a small group tour.
I'll let Sam go first, then I'll go after, please.
Yeah, okay. In all our tours, we have like 24/7 first 24/7 support from our office in Morocco, in Marrakesh based. You have your own driver and car assigned to you. You have your own manager, which is me, and staff in the office as well. You
Mhm.
have your tour leader, which will be with you 24/7 as well to
Yeah.
assist you with everything, check in, check out, and the entrance fees to the monuments, everything, especially with the local guides, with your shopping as well, during your experiences. And we have like breakfast included in your accommodations in your riads or hotels, depends on the place where you are staying. You have like water and dry fruits in vehicle during
Oh,
the
yeah.
tour. You have like airport pickup and drop off included, departure and arrival included.
That's good.
You have like one luncheon fare included, we have like most of the when it's a southern part tour of Morocco, you have like all dinners and breakfast included as well. We have like a dinner in Marrakesh included,
Hmm.
where when we when meet our staff here, which is me or some one of our staff in the office.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to
Okay.
just to add to what Sam has just said. So I think he talked a little bit about the private tours, but it's also the small group tour. So you get a tour
Hmm.
leader,
Small group
and the
tours, yes.
difference, yeah, and the you get a tour leader because that person stays with you in the minibus, and then you get a local guides. And some people they don't may not know the difference between a a tour leader versus a local guide. The tour leader legally cannot explain to you the monuments and things in each
Right.
city. It's illegal for them. They get a ticket. So that's the reason
Mhm.
we get local guides, and they're also different from a national guide. You can get a national guide. That means that you don't need the tour leader anymore, and you do not need the local guides. So, but we do prefer tour leaders because of their experience, because of he's like your personal concierge, if you would. So he takes care of everything that you need from A
Mhm.
to Z. And like Sam said, we have an office in the US and then we have an office in Morocco. So you have access to us 24/7. And we understand that emergencies sometimes happen, late at night and stuff like that. And you may need to go to the doctor, you may need to go to the pharmacy. So we're
Yeah.
available for you just in case that happens. We don't say, hey, you have access to your car and driver between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. We keep it open. So
Mm.
yeah, and that's the right way to do it. So just to add a
Mhm.
little bit of to the experience, so to elevate the
Yes.
experience.
And we have also hotel taxes included, especially there's
Yeah.
many people they don't know about the hotel or Riyadh taxes in Morocco. It's included in the tour
Yes.
in the tour of our small group tours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's talk a bit about two things: the transport and the accommodation. So, what's the transportation like?
That's a really good question. When we talk about 8 to 12 small group, we talk about a Mercedes Sprinter, which is up to 17 passengers. So you have plenty of room for everybody to be comfortable, and also their luggage. And let's say if we have a private tour that is smaller, we always in your vehicle you'll always have more than enough room for everybody. So if it's 12 people, then you have the driver, you have the local guide, then you have the tour leader. You still have some seats empty. So
Hmm.
that's how we do it in terms of the transportation. And in regards to the accommodations, just like what Sam has said earlier, we do use the
Yeah.
riads versus the hotels.
Nice.
The only place that we
Yes.
don't use the riad in Casablanca because they don't have any. So, but anywhere else
Right.
we utilize the riads because of the experience as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Because as we mentioned many times, that's Riyadh is something authentic to Morocco. This
Hmm.
is why we want our travelers, our guests, to experience this and live this authentic experience when they are staying in the Riyadh.
Yeah. Oh, it makes all the difference. It really, really does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you only get it with small enough people. I mean, a private tour or your
Yes.
family or a small group tour. If you're with a group of, I'm
Yeah.
sure, like, what would be the limit? If you were in a tour with 20 people or something, that's probably too many to stay in a riad, right? Even that. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. The
right.
riads. Just keep in mind, some as small as they have, 7 rooms.
Mhm.
Because they're privately owned. Just mom and dad owns them,
Yeah.
and some they'll have 20, 30, and also because that's what makes them really special, is
Hmm.
they're not too big. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. And yeah, okay. Well, let's see what else. So we're going to get into some of the fun stuff here, which is like the things people are going to see and the actual, the inclusions and kind of the itinerary basically of each day. So I got my map here, but maybe what we'll do is if I switch over to the website. So let's see here. There we are. Um, so of course, if for starters, people want to, find out some more information on their own. Let me bring this back here, and you can see the drop-down menu, small group tours. That's where we want to point people towards. Now here
Yes.
you've got 5 different options. So this is part of how this works. Again, it's a bit of that compromise. It's not so much a private tour. You can request every little stop, but it's a bit of that compromise where there are these itineraries and they still cover, depending which tour you take, a lot of the major sites and the major routes and itineraries. So I'm sure, well, you can tell already there's some differences between each of these. You go from 15, 12 days, 10 days. 8 days here is either the south, and then 8 days the Imperial City tour, I guess a bit of north and south.
Yes.
So what do you think? Should we kind of skim through each one
Yes. Please. Yes.
and take a look?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8 day Imperial Cities tour.
Yeah.
This is a great picture. This is when you were with
Thank you.
Kha- Khalil,
With
is it?
Khalil.
Khalil.
In
Khalil.
Khalil,
Yeah,
yeah.
the
Khalil.
local
And
guide in Casablanca. Right.
see the mosque
Casablanca.
there
Yes.
in Casablanca. We did a great episode. I think it was back in December
Thank
of
you.
last year when
Yes.
this is
Yes.
the picture of your actual recording with him. And
Yes.
that great walking tour around the mosque. It was cool. So of course that's included on this tour. So
Yeah.
you get a bit of a description here of what's involved, some of the trip highlights. There you are.
Yeah.
So we see Casablanca here, Rabat,
Yeah. This is
Chefchaouen.
really
Yep.
important. Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
right. The
Yeah.
highlights of the
Yeah.
tour. Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Then what's included? What's included is really, really important. So I encourage everybody when booking, just look at that, see what's included because it's really, it's a lot of valuable information in there. So,
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Hmm.
and then obviously what's not included, yes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Right
And also,
now, meals is a
go
good
ahead.
question. Well, just to
Sorry.
say, like, I mean, this is why it's great to have the tour guide with you, or even the driver, perhaps, but to get recommendations of where to go for meals when you're on your own for lunches and some of these dinners, right?
Yes.
And then at least you
Yes.
have a bit of direction there if
That's
you're looking
right.
for advice. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Because there is some places where the dinners are not included. So we give you advices, but you still need the tour leader to take you there.
Mm,
Yeah.
Because sometimes you finish dinner late, like after midnight, for example. So this is why
mhm,
you should have like tour leader to accompany to your accommodation.
mhm,
Yeah. Yes. And also, if needed, we make reservations for you, for example, because some restaurants, they really need a reservation. For example, Rick's Cafe in Casablanca,
oh, yeah.
we need to make those reservations for you. And again, we'll do it ahead of time, plenty of time to make a reservation for you.
Mhm,
So the other thing that I want to talk about is when you look at, for example, this tour, you look at the price, 21.95. The
yeah.
21.95, it's all in. Everything is
Mm,
included, all your fees, taxes, and everything. And then what you need to keep in mind, that price really fluctuates depending on the season. Let's say you're booking for July or August, the price is going to
mhm,
drop down. If you're booking for a high season, for example, and you can see the high season, then the price really increases. So, but the
right.
system it's set up in a
Yes.
way, it may show you that number, but then afterwards it's going to increase, and you may think that there's something is wrong, but it's not wrong. It's just according to the seasons. That's why the price fluctuates. So,
So it
and
starts at
also,
21.95. That's low season.
yes,
Okay,
This
that's
is
good to know.
Yes, that's the
this is
regular price. And
regular.
then the system calculates if it's a regular season, then the price stays the same. If it's
Right.
summertime, the price drops. If it's a high season, then the price adjusts automatically.
Hmm.
Also, I want to mention that we're doing some special on all small group tours. And I
Hmm.
think we have it on the website in banner, 15% off all the small
Yep.
tours.
There it is.
It's right there to the right hand side, and it's limited time offer. It cannot be combined with any other offer. It doesn't have
Hmm.
any cash value as well. So, but yes, you can make your booking for 2024. You can make your booking for 2025. We're not limiting it at that. So it's pretty open. So
Hmm.
people really need to take advantage of that. So
Hmm.
we're not
Yes.
putting a lot of restrictions like you have to book between this date and this date, and you have to take the tour between this date or this date. So we're leaving it.
Okay.
You can take the tour all the way to December 31st, 2025.
Oh
So
yeah. Hmm. Um, and what's the latest they can book for a tour? Here it says here 45 days. So what's the actual cutoff to book a tour?
well, this is a really good question, but I would like Sam to I would like
Yeah.
to hear what Sam
You
has
have
to say that I can I can chip in because this is
Yeah, we
really
have
good
this.
question, Ted.
Yes, in most of the tours we have like 60 days to 90
Hmm.
days wait, cut off. You have to before
Hmm.
before that date. For example, if you want to go, let's see, we are in May. So if you want to go, for example, in September, you have to book
Yeah.
it, for example, before July. Else, for example, you will find that this tour is not available.
Okay.
And we have the departure guaranteed every day. So every day, even if you are like, for example, two people, you can go. You can still go in a
Okay.
in yeah
Yeah.
in a small group tour. Yes, it's a guaranteed departure.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the other thing that I wanted to mention, I think, um, with this, we debated quite a bit between making it 60 days, just like the private tours, but with the group tours, we really had to do it 3 months, but then we switched it to 60 days.
Yes.
The challenge is it's not just us because we work with other affiliates, other vendors, and
Right.
we have to go by their terms and
Their terms
conditions.
and conditions.
So for
Yes.
groups, yeah, for the group tours, it's the minimum we can do is 60 days, um, and we
Hmm.
would like to do 6 months ahead, 9 months ahead, a year ahead. We have some bookings
Yeah.
already for September 2025. So there's
Oh, yeah.
you can book as early as you can, and
Hmm.
I'll give you just another example. I know we did this back in I think it was Thanksgiving, Black Friday. We had some people, two ladies actually. They wanted to go to Morocco, but they needed more time to think about it. So when we did that promotion, we let them know. So we let everybody know, hey, we're doing this promotion, and then they took advantage of it, and they got really, really good
Hmm.
value for their private tour.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll do the
Yeah.
same thing for you. If you miss it, we'll communicate it to you and say, hey, by the way, just want to let you know that we're doing this promotion. You may want to take advantage of it, and it's totally up to you. So yeah,
Yeah.
That's right. Yes. And I just for the available options, it's very important
Yeah.
to our clients to read this. For example, for the second, because most of the agencies they just hide these things
Okay.
from travelers during the booking. So we mention everything here just to be honest and
yes,
clear, so people
Hmm.
can see, for example, the local experiences, the unique experiences we have, for example, and we still have other unique experiences when you are traveling with us in Morocco.
Yeah.
And for example, like for single room occupancy, for example, this is the price. For
Hmm.
example, for the hot air balloon, for example, because there is some other agencies when people want, for example, the airport departure, they
Hmm.
just they just price it half price of the tour,
Okay.
yeah,
which is not normal, which is not reasonable at all. So
Oh,
we have everything sit here. So our clients, when you want to book, for example, you have everything clear in front of you.
right.
yeah. So I wanna just talk about what Sam just said, and we actually have an episode. But what Sam just mentioned, and it's one of the scams. It's going to be a part two of the scam that we have. I'm not sure when we're going to publish that one, but a lot of companies, when they do is, it's a new country, new experience, everything is new to you. You're not familiar with the land, with the people, with the
Yeah.
system and everything.
Yeah.
So they'll pick you up, for example, at Casablanca, but then the departure, they'll drop you off in Marrakesh. But then you need to go back to Casablanca for your to catch your flight. So they'll book the transportation a la carte. It's not included on your tour. Then what Sam was mentioning. They'll sell you a tour for 10 days for $800. I don't know how they do it, but then just that transportation they'll charge you $300.
Yeah.
So be aware of what you're getting with us. We're very transparent. When
Mm.
we say this is what's in the tour, it costs 2100, then it costs 2100. We're not going to do
Mm.
tours that cost 500, and when you sneeze, we're going to charge you for it. When we've
Yeah.
had people, you will hear the stories. We have plenty of stories. If you want the air conditioning turned on in the car, you're gonna pay for it. And I mean, some
Yeah.
some insane stories coming up with the two scam episodes that we have lined up for you guys. It's going
Mm.
to be incredible. So you see,
Yeah.
this is what you get. What's
Hmm.
included, it's really what's included. I've seen people having, charging the entrance fees to Marginal Garden,
Mm.
$275 per person, which is
What?
outrageous. And it doesn't
Yes.
cost that
Wow.
much.
Yes.
I mean,
No.
you're not
Yeah.
financing the place. You just want to go in and have a good time and come back out.
And
So,
yeah, and if
you
you
know,
see,
go ahead.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, please. I just want to mention, for example, if you see our prices here, it's just clear. For example,
Yeah.
Henna Tato experience is the same
Okay.
price if you look everywhere on the on Google or on the internet. For example, you will find this same price. So we are
Right.
not hiding anything from our travelers. Yeah.
And are these just examples? Like there's other options, other activities they can add on too, depending on the tour, maybe?
Yes, yeah, of course. We
We
have
have
some
some.
already
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
included, and then these are just extra. I'll
Okay.
give you an example. We have a group of 12 people. Um, let's say tomorrow they have a half day in the morning, the first half day. Then the second half day, there's nothing. They can choose to take the rest of it off. If they decided to do something else, yes, we can do it for them and we can book it for them, definitely.
Mm.
But
Okay.
most of everything that they need, we have already included. So if
I see.
they're even with nothing addition, they'll still have an amazing experience.
Yeah. Oh, that's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah, that's
have
good.
some typical a unique like lunches with local families, which is
Oh,
not
nice.
mentioned there. For example, it's already included. This is why I told you. For example, when you come, we travel with us, there is some unique and special things that we do for
Yes,
our
Hmm.
travelers.
Yeah.
nobody else does.
It's that's
Yeah,
just it. It's the surprises, and it
That's
depends.
right.
It's
yes,
different for every tour and every person, and you get to know people and what their interests are, and you kind of point them in certain directions, right? But that's another
yes.
great fun thing as a surprise. Oh, I didn't expect that to happen today,
I
and
know.
then oh
Yeah,
yeah, we got something special for you.
yes.
That's
And
funny.
for us, because it makes us really feel good because that's what we really want. We want everybody to have an amazing experience, and it's a different experience, versus going with somebody else or a different company or
Yeah,
on their own, for example. Yes. So
sure.
that it
Yeah.
has that surprise element, and then the hardest part about the tours for us or even the guests is the goodbyes.
Mm.
It's painful because we build a bond. We kind of get used to each other, texting every day and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It makes it really difficult, to say goodbyes. The other thing is, we stay in contact via text messages, via WhatsApp actually, and we create a group. With going
Right.
with with a small group. I mean, there's many things that we can do, and we can communicate and all kind of stuff. And the other thing that I want to mention, when we talk about groups, there's two different types of groups. For example, it can be a family of 8 or a family of 12 or a
Hmm.
church, 12
Yeah. Yeah.
people within the same group. It's still called a group, but it's private. So when you said the itinerary is set, this one we can play with. It becomes kind of a small group with a private itinerary.
Hmm.
So yeah,
I see.
That's right. Something else that I want to add, for example, we talked about the vendors, for example, we talked about the accommodations. So the accommodations and experiences, local guides, we pick them and we all the places we visited, especially last summer.
Hmm.
We did a tour of
yes,
Morocco, so we selected the accommodation. It's not like, for example, you are somewhere in the world that you organize tours to Morocco and you've never been to Morocco.
Mm.
This is a big difference. So the
Hmm.
places we picked is the places we already experienced, and the local guides we we know them and we have
yes,
been there and we experienced, for example, spa, restaurants, yachts, hotels,
yes,
for
yes.
example, hot air balloon. So we know everybody we deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and by the way,
Yeah.
we pay.
Yeah.
We
That's
don't
great.
we don't get
Yeah,
anything for free.
of course, of course.
Yeah.
All right, I want to show this. So we're going to get into the other tours and go at least briefly through them and some of the differences between the tours. But I want to really clarify, make sure I understand, and everyone watching, how to book, how to essentially choose the date. So we should be able to do this here. If I click on the book now button, and this little
Yes.
pop up. Okay,
Yes.
good. It's there. So you see, it was a calendar, and obviously the dates they're too soon, or if they're sold out, they're grayed out. So if
Yeah.
you were to choose now, I know you probably well, people can absolutely go in the summer, if certainly if that's the only time they have. But it is considered low season because it's also quite hot. Of course, you guys do your best to accommodate that, air conditioning, water, etc. But this is for an example. If you did have the time, you wanted to go in July, you just click on the date here, and it automatically changes the price. Because if I go back to, I guess that's part of low season too. If you were to go further ahead, you'd see the price change depending on the date, right,
No,
that you
if you go to
choose.
Yes.
September or October, the price will be
Yeah.
changed
Yep.
automatically. Yes, that's right.
There you go. There you go. So September is more of the
Yeah.
what we
Yes.
might think of it as low season. It's actually high season more in Morocco because the weather and the climate's a bit more comfortable, right?
The peak season,
Yeah.
yes, there is a peak
Yeah, peak
season
season.
in
Yeah.
yes, yes, very high season.
So at any rate, I mean, let's just say, for example, that it is July, and if you wanted to
Yeah.
Yeah,
choose a Sunday here,
I
yeah,
just wanted to clarify something here because why,
okay,
for example, the prices increase or increase in the peak season because the vendors we deal with they did same thing.
uh-huh,
Yeah. Accommodations
Yeah,
spares.
so
yep,
Yeah.
it's automatically yeah. This is terms and conditions. We follow their
Yeah.
terms and conditions.
all right,
And
yep,
the thing
yeah, that's
is
it.
also a lot of them. I mean, we run into this just in March. When you book,
Mm,
sometimes they want you to book more than just one night. We had somebody in
mm-hmm,
Saura in Casablanca. They wanted us to book minimum of 2 nights for the guests.
Yes.
Otherwise, they won't book, your accommodations. So keep that in mind as well. So
mm,
this
yeah,
is
good point.
typically, around, the last 2 weeks of December, Christmas time, holiday season,
Yep,
New Year's Eve, we run into this challenge as well. So if you want to do any December traveling, this is really right now is the time to book. So
okay,
don't wait until the
Yes,
last minute.
that's
right.
right.
Hmm. So you can see the options here. If you want to add any of these add-ons, cooking class would
Yeah.
be a good one. The henna, of course. Um, and then the bottom, you ask for $500 deposit, right?
Yes.
And then you can pay the full amount here as also the other option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
let's
You can
test
pay the
our
full amount. You can
yep.
you can do also payments, but the system is set up the way that we want it to be set up.
Hmm.
But we can do it per individual. If they need to do multiple payments, we can do that for them as well.
Okay, that's good to know. If
Yeah, if
people
you
want
scroll
that, if
down,
they're asking
yeah,
for some kind of differences or exceptions or whatever it is,
Yes.
how do they do that? Did they just give you a call?
Yeah, they just give us a call. That's the best way to do it. You know, what we're trying to do and get from all of this is to set up an appointment
Yeah,
because you're gonna have tons of questions.
yeah.
The best thing to do is just set up an appointment and we'll take care of it. Whether it's a private tour, whether it's a group tour, whatever it is, we'll get you the information. If we can't, give us an opportunity. We'll find out for you and get back with you. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Sure.
just set up an
And
appointment.
there's the
That's the
number
best
on the
thing to do.
homepage.
Yeah, so
Yep.
that's actually my cell phone. I use
Okay.
WhatsApp quite a bit because of the international clients that we have. Excuse me,
Mm.
and I also, if in the US or in Canada, you can call me, you can text me. So, and
Mhm.
I do respond to all calls and messages. So
Yeah. It's a 24-hour service.
yes,
that's right. Yeah, yeah, 24/7.
and
Yeah.
Yeah.
everyone answers the phone
Yeah.
after midnight.
All right, so let's just finish this up. I go back here, and I wanted to test out our discount code. So 15, right?
Yes. Oh,
Apply.
thank
Yes,
you.
So there you
that's
go.
Yes.
right.
That works. Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's easy to do. Okay,
Yes,
good.
so that's the code for anybody booking any type of a small group tour. And again, the availability, like Sam said, it is every day, guaranteed departure. So we have two people.
Mm.
We'll take you, on a
Well,
4x4, and you'll do the itinerary. The itinerary for the small group tours, they are set. They can be changed, but we can still make some modification if it's just two travelers or four travelers, but
okay.
they are same group of people if they are
I
traveling
see.
together. So we'll just keep that as an option because I know it's gonna get me in some hot waters, but
Mm.
we can do that. So because it's the same group, there's nobody else traveling with them, we can make those adjustments. Not an issue.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Right. Well, let's take a look at where are we here? So, do you guys have any? We're going to look at the other tours, but anything else you guys want to bring up right now before we do that? I'll pull up the other
I,
screen
I,
here.
I just want to say thank you to the listeners and to the viewers. The podcast, we just passed 75,000 downloads. We should hit 100,000 by the end of the year. And also for you, Ted, we're very grateful for you. Really, really appreciate everything you do. There's a lot of behind the scene, immense and hard work that you do, and a lot of people don't see it. They're probably not aware of it.
Hmm.
And also, we have done the new thing that we do, which is coffee, which is it's like buy me a coffee. Uh, which is for people that are listening to the podcast, they really like it, they want to support us. This is one of the ways for them to support us, and we're
Hmm.
very grateful. The podcast really costs quite a bit to keep going, and we enjoy your feedbacks, and we love putting some really really good content for the listeners, for the viewers, and this is a good
Yeah.
opportunity for us to continue doing so. And also, we are the number one podcast in Morocco, through
Hmm.
some statistics. Granted, there's not a lot of them, so that might
That's
change in the future,
right.
but we'll take it.
We're the
So,
trendsetters. Yeah,
No, there is no one. There's
yes,
only us.
we're the OGs.
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, so that's fine. We have you can see the site, the website in general, and you'll see this little pop-up button here in various pages. It just kind of floats there, support us, and that takes you to here we go. This is the donation page, and yeah, if anyone wants to contribute and help us put this together, we appreciate it for sure.
absolutely,
Yes,
yes.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that
I
link,
really
of
like
course,
to
is
thank,
also in all the show notes. And
yes, and
the
also
what?
we brought
Page,
back
yes.
the website for the podcast. We kind of took it down for about, I think, maybe 6 months or so, but we realized there may be a little
Hmm.
bit of confusion, so we brought it back. It's live as well,
Yes, it's
and you
another
can
option.
see
Yeah,
the code, which is because some people they want to go to just the podcast and listen just to the podcast, and this is for them. The other one, they want to do the tours, they want to see the videos, they want to see everything that we do and stay in
yeah,
contact with us. It's the main website, which is destinationsmorocco.com. So
right. Hmm. Speaking of, let's go back here. Oops. Every time I close that tab, it stops sharing. There we go. So let's look at some more tours. This is the fun
yes,
part. So when you're in the pop-up menu here, we looked at the Imperial Cities tour. Let's look at Jewels of the South.
okay,
There you guys are.
Yeah. Yeah.
okay. I just want to
Now,
say
my
something.
first impression, I haven't really, yeah,
No,
go
go
ahead.
ahead, please. Forgive. You
Well,
can see
just
the
that
north and
my
south.
impression was that,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Sorry, you go ahead.
No, no, go ahead. I apologize. There's a little bit of
Okay.
a delay.
Right. Yeah. Um, just to say that my impression would be that this is focusing on just the south of Morocco. So let's look into the itinerary. We'll see what all the stops are. But that's kind of the first impression when you look at the Jewels of the South.
That's
Yes.
right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that is correct. Yes.
So we can see here. I mean, there's lots in Marrakesh for sure. But then you are heading south, that kind of southeast, State Benadou, and over through the gorge here. We did some podcast episodes about that when you guys did your tour, and you're
Yes.
talking with this guy who owned the Riad there, remember? And then you made it to Marzuga, and of
Yes.
course the camp.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Said.
that's Sam's cousin.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I
Right.
didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his cousin. Yes. And that's his grandma's house.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It was my grandma's
Yeah.
house. We transferred it to a
A
beautiful
lot
guest
of
house.
memories.
Yes. Absolutely.
And then we did another episode with the tour leader Hamo. Hamo is just beyond
Hmm.
incredible. He's just amazing, amazing, super nice guy. And then we did one inside the gorge, which
Yeah.
that I felt that
Todra
day.
gorgeous.
Yeah, Todra Gorge.
Yeah.
It
Todra
was
gorgeous.
nice.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it was very nice,
Yeah.
and we met some really nice people. Some. It was a lot of fun. A
Yeah.
lot of fun. A lot of
Yeah.
memories. Yes.
So,
Hmm.
what makes this tour different from the others? For example, because when we hit southern part of Morocco, for example, there is no like local restaurants. So most of the time you have your dinner in your accommodation. So, for
Mm.
example, starting from Ouarzazate to Dadis Valley to Tudra Gorges to Merzouga. and back to Draa Valley to Eit Ben Haddo, for example. There is no local restaurant, so all the meals, as I say, dinners are included with the
Mm.
breakfasts in your Riyadh, and you have breakfast at your accommodation. They have like restaurants special for dinners in each accommodation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's really good. Also, I want to mention we have 5 tools. We can create more, we can do more, but all of them ultimately are the same.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you can see we did 8 days twice, and we did 8 days for the north and 8 days for the south. Throughout our podcast, we always talk about if it's your first time, do the north part of Morocco. And that's why we split them. 8 days to the
Mm.
north, plenty of time to see everything and experience it without rushing anything. Then 8 days in the
Yeah.
south, and they are totally different. Then when you look at the, Morocco unplugged, the essence of Morocco, the majestic Morocco, those are 10,
Mm-hmm.
12, and 15 days. It's the same experience. It just extended days, extended stays, extended a little bit more experiences, but you'll still
Mm-hmm.
get to see it. But it's really, really, really important for us to have that split. We don't want to do
Mm-hmm.
just the north by itself or just the south by itself. We had to separate them. Now, the south, for me, I am from the south. Sam is from the south. Sam is from Tinagher, which is the biggest village in Morocco.
Yeah.
And we have done the south tour of Morocco and things that we have seen, things that we have experienced. I swear to you, and you know this, Ted, not a
Mm.
lot of people get to experience it. So that's what
Yeah.
really makes us different is the
Yes.
networks that we have, the access to things that nobody else has access to,
Mm-hmm.
access to the inaccessible, and that's what makes the experience very, very, very unique. And the South, on a personal level, we feel that it's a little bit neglected, but it's just as important as the North.
Right.
It will change your life. It will definitely change your life. So
Yeah, it's different. It's a lot more remote. It's more rugged. You're
yes,
right. You're in the desert or you're close to it. It's a different feel.
yes,
Yeah.
and also when you get to
And for
Merzouga,
example,
mhm.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
go
Sam,
ahead.
please. No, go.
Yeah, I just
That's the guy we did the
just
podcast with.
want
Yeah.
to add is, for example, you remember the last our last family McDonald's. They said they want to change the plans last minute,
Yes, Laurie.
and we Laurie,
Yes,
and we did it. It's
yes,
for us. It's okay. This is why we are here. So we are here
yep,
for you. Priority is you, is our travelers. So
Yeah.
we make
yes,
it happen. And they said that I want to change. I don't want to stay, for example, in this place. And even if it's they are already in the tour, and we make it
yes,
happen that we change them and we add another night in Essaouira,
Mm-hmm.
for example, for them. So this is why what makes us unique than the
Mm-hmm.
other, for example, the other tour operators.
Yeah.
yeah. And we had so much fun hosting them. And the funny part, they texted us. It's like I didn't think you were gonna make those changes happen, but we did. So
Yes.
yeah. So
Huh.
Sam does an amazing job, staying on top of the tours when the
Yeah.
guests are in
Yeah.
Morocco, and we communicate daily on a group, and me and him all the time. So you may
Mm-hmm.
not see me, send a text or reply to a text, but I watch everything. I'm aware of everything. We over communicate, we overshare,
Mm.
and so that's what makes us really, really different. Is the communication part, is the attention to details. So and also we're very grateful for the opportunities. Private tour is definitely the way to experience Morocco if you can. If you
Mm-hmm.
cannot, the small group tour has its benefits as well, especially saving
Yeah.
the money.
Absolutely.
Also for a lot of solo travelers, for female travelers,
Yeah.
you're still traveling in a group, but you still have that sense of individuality. You feel okay, I'm safe, I'm good, but I feel like I'm just doing this on my own. But I have
Yeah.
a group of people next to me, so it adds a little bit of safety and security.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Hmm. Just to give a sense, then this is the general area. At least we don't have the exact itinerary and traced out on the map, but you can see Marrakesh, and then you're heading out through the high Atlas Mountains here. Where's this at? And Merzouga's way over here. So when we talk about the Jewels of the South tour, this is the general area, right?
Yeah,
That people will be
Ah,
seeing.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes. From Marrakesh, Ouarzazate, we
yeah,
covered Ouarzazate to
yes.
Dadis Valley, Total Gorges,
Yeah.
Erfoud,
Okay,
Merzouga, and back from Merzouga to through the Dora Valley to Ouarzazate again, Ibn Haddo, and then to Marrakesh. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, I want to say
There
something.
it is.
Thank you for putting in the map. This is a really, really good visual, Ted.
Mm,
The reason is,
mhm,
again, I'm just going to jump out of the subject and come back up. We talk about scams.
mhm,
When you go to
mm,
Morocco, in every street, maybe you'll see 50 people or banners. They want to sell you tours. Come here, we'll take you
right.
to Merzouga,
I remember that.
$150.
Yeah.
Um, if you can expand a little bit of the map, between
Yeah.
Marrakesh and Merzouga, that's a 10-hour drive, and it's one of the
Right.
biggest
Yes. Yes.
biggest scams that people have no idea is a 3 day or a 4 day to the desert and fast.
Mhm,
You're just driving. You're not doing anything.
yeah.
So you can't go between Marrakesh and Merzouga. It's a 10-hour straight drive.
Wow.
Then between
You can
Merzouga
tell
and
it's not a
Fast is
straight
another
line
10.
by any means. Yeah.
Yes, and then from Fez to Marrakesh, depending if you go through the mountains, it's 9.5 hours. So that's 30
Hmm.
hours just driving without a single break.
Yeah.
So what are you
That's right.
gonna see? What type of experience are you expecting to get? You're not gonna get anything. You just, you know, you get
It's a
what you pay
scam.
for, and at the end of the day, yeah, it's the biggest scam. Uh,
Mm,
and when we do it, we split it. Like Sam just said, you go through, what is that? You go through the Atlas Mountains, you go through it Ibn Haddou. There's a lot of stops.
mhm,
Through the Dead's Valley, you spend the night, or you spend the night
Yes.
in Ibn Haddou, then you go to Merzouga. Merzouga, a lot of people they just spend one night. Merzouga, we realized it's worth more than just one night.
Yes.
And we learned this, by going there, by experiencing this, and also
mhm,
we sent Eric, if you remember, during the
Yeah.
summertime,
Yeah.
and we sent him. I mean, and he was just, I think it was him, his wife Ali, and his brother-in-law, and they were blown away by the experience. They have never thought they could see something like that in Morocco. We sent them to spend some time with the nomads, and
wow.
the tour leader was funny, very playful, a little bit silly, but he
Hmm.
did an amazing job. Um, and there's like, wow. I mean, that's what they described to me when we met, when I went
Yeah.
to Morocco in June of last year. So we met, we sat down, and we talked about their experience. It was just beyond incredible. They know that's something they cannot get anywhere else.
Yeah.
Then the other thing is with Sesha, when she went and she wanted just to go to Mazuga. That's what she wanted to do, just stay in the desert. And
Sure.
she accomplished what she went to Morocco for. So the experience that we give you, it's you're making a lifetime memories.
Oh,
It's Morocco again and again. It's a bucket list country. Marzouga, you can spend 1 week in Marzouga and not do one thing twice. When
yeah.
we send you to Said. Said remodeled his camp, so it's even better than how we left it in the summertime. Now it
Yes.
has air
Yes.
conditioning. You can do so
Amazing.
much stuff. It's yeah, it's
The food
incredible.
was incredible. Yes. Oh yeah.
That's you know. I mean, look at me, and my connection with food. I mean, I don't miss any meals. The food was one of the biggest surprises because it didn't fit the profile. I was like, hey, what's up with the food? It's so good, it's so delicious, but yet it's very
Mm,
different. It's not what you expect in the middle of the desert. And it's like, well, I made it myself, and it's like, no way. I mean, he does. I mean, he was dancing. He
Yeah.
was, after dinner,
I remember that. Yeah.
he was playing the drums. I mean, the guy is just beyond incredible, super
Yeah.
hospitable, amazing guy. And I think his camp just got certified by the tourism board,
Mm,
Yes.
because of
As a
they
luxury
had
comp. Yes.
yeah. So
right.
yeah,
Yes.
Do you
Yes.
remember which one? This
amazing.
we don't have all the detail
Sahara
here, but
Sky. Sahara
oh,
Sky
Sahara
Desert
Sky.
Luxury Comp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I'll try to
the
find it.
thing in Morocco, everybody names the same thing: Sahara Sky Dash, Sahara Sky underscore, Sahara
Yeah.
Sky. So
Yeah.
yeah. But then
Yeah.
again,
Okay. I found it. Let me.
everything was organic. You know,
That's right.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
Okay.
then then he
So
has the
this is what we're
farm.
talking about.
Yes,
I'm on a better map here. So Mirzouga's down here. These are all the big sand dunes. And when I'm zooming in
yes,
before, you can see the sand dunes are ringed with all these camps, essentially. And his,
that's
the
right.
one you went to,
Yes.
is up here, Sahara Sky
Sahara
Luxury
Sky.
Campus.
Yes.
Does that look familiar, right?
And
It's
by the way, by the way, just to with the Witcher, the episode, I mean, season three, the little princess when she got lost in the Sahara, that's what she got lost. That's we were in
Okay.
that place, the exact same place when she was lost. Yes, that's how
Yes,
we did.
that's
Really,
right.
we did the quad bikes. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Amazing.
yeah.
Huh. Here's a question. Now, just for curiosity, what's the difference between the darker area and the lighter sand area? Is it just the type of
Okay,
sand and rock?
I'm not gonna say
Yeah, these
anything, but
are.
the darker area has petroleum underneath
Oh,
it.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yes, it was
Oh yeah.
a volcano area in the past, and there
Yeah.
is
Mm,
like petrol in the.
Yes. Yeah. It's
I didn't
oh, yeah.
say anything.
we going to jail.
There.
Yes.
They've
Oh, this is where the
they've
famous pictures
blocked
are,
this
right?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's another. Yeah, it's this. This is
You can see
the.
stuff
It's
like
called
this.
the anti-Atlas. The anti-Atlas mountains. This is the end of the anti-Atlas mountains.
Right.
Yeah, or small Atlas
I
mountains.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
There's many activities to do in Merzuka. As I still mentioned, it's even 3 days, even 4 days. There is always something and activities, extra activities to
Yeah.
do and to experience in Merzuka.
Hmm.
Yeah, unfortunately, I want to add something to what Astin just said about the guys they're sitting in small group tours
Mm.
in the on the square, the Jamaf, the square in Marrakesh, for example, and they told people that small group tours. For example, when you go to the dis, for example, the first night they spend it in the dis, and
Yeah.
you have to sleep with 8 people in the same room
Mm.
if you want. If you don't want, you have to pay extra, which is like
Mm.
another $150. When you go to Merzuga, same. They
Yeah.
stayed in a very, very, very dirty
Mm.
places, camps, old camps with the tents. I don't know how
Right.
they even stay there. And if you want a luxury camp, you have to pay another $300.
Yeah.
So if you go in this trip, you just go to have to pay
Yeah.
to pay to pay.
Yeah.
Else, you wanna just
Yeah.
come back to Marrakesh and just say, "Oh my God, Morocco! Morocco is
Yeah.
good and beautiful." You have just to choose the right tour operator to go with.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. Okay.
It's so funny. We recorded the. By the way, just for everybody to know, uh, we are very grateful and super fortunate. When we went to Morocco, we recorded about 50 episodes of podcasts. So we have it.
Yeah.
So in terms of episodes, we're talking a minimum of 2 years. Ted has everything. We're working on the video part of it. The audio part of it we have.
Mm.
We're
That's
working
great.
on the audio part. The audio part should take us a few months to finish. Um, and it's just going to be something that a lot of people are really, really, really going to like because they can see what we talk about. When we say Mazuga, when we say, for example, the nomads, you'll see the pictures. In some areas, we took a drone with us. Yes, we took it illegally, especially in the southern part of Morocco. Okay. So, I mean, we took it. We had, because it's very tough. Anyways, we have some of the best recordings in Morocco, especially in the southern part of Morocco with the drones. The other drones that we have, we actually bought, which is in all the major cities. And that's what we're going to use in the documentary as well, and also in the podcast episodes. Um, so when I say we took the drones, we did the best that we could to get the licenses. We
Yeah.
communicated to all the authorities, and they just make it difficult and difficult and difficult. And some they said they'll. I don't really remember the exact numbers, but up to $2,700 a day to have access to it. So
Jeez.
it's in the middle of nowhere. We're not hurting anybody. We're just taking pictures of the mountains of things
Yeah.
and stuff. And
Yes.
yeah, I
Mm.
mean, then in Marrakesh, we had the permits and the licenses. When fast we didn't, they asked
Mm.
us, we said no, and they let us do what we were doing. So,
Mm.
but with the authorities, we respect them. We understand what they are doing. It's just the process for us to get everything legally was literally impossible. So we did what we
Mm.
had to do. Greater good. So,
Oh
and
yeah.
all we're doing, we're promoting Morocco. We're selling Morocco.
Yeah.
We love Morocco. I mean, we get,
Yeah.
so we love the country. It's just, it's incredible. Yeah. So,
All right. Let's see what else you got here. So, what? I think we get the gist of the itinerary. If it's the imperial cities, you're talking like Casablanca, Rabat. You head north up to
Yes,
Chefchaouen, Fez, Meknes,
yes.
Volubilis, down to Marrakesh. Pretty much covers the 8 days. The 8 days of the south is, as we saw there, it's exclusively in the south. So these others, I guess, are going to expand on some of that, and add a couple more stops. Does he stay a little
Those
bit extra time?
others, it's a combination
Yes.
basically of both. So
Right.
if you have 8 days, we recommend picking the north or the side. If it's the south, if it's your first time, go with the north. If it's your second or third time, go with the south. Or if you have more time, this is we recommend 10 days. 10 days should give you enough time to cover both. If you have
Hmm.
little extra time, 12 days, we'll do the same thing. We just add another city, another stop, and 15 days. Not everybody does 15 days, but we do have some itineraries for 15 days, which is just it's
Hmm.
just incredible. And again, I want to give a lot of props to Sam when he creates these itineraries. When it takes a long time to do, by the way, because there's a lot of ins, things to take care of and back and forth. So we create itineraries that we would love to go in tour when we're
Yeah.
going to Morocco. So, and
Hmm.
even the tour for us when we went to the north side and the south side of Morocco, Sam created those itineraries for us. He set
Hmm.
up all the appointments for the podcast. He did everything from A to Z. So
Hmm.
I'm very grateful for you, and I cannot really, really, really thank you enough, Sam. So, and then
Absolutely.
we complement everything with the pictures, with the videos, the library that we have of pictures. Nobody else has the
Hmm.
videos nobody else has in terms of the quality, in terms of, you know, um, you know, with all due respect, we
Yes.
do a better job than tourism board.
Hmm. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not throwing them under the
Absolutely.
bus, but
Yes.
because it's our own, they buy stuff, we create stuff. It's
Hmm.
us, it's
Yes.
ours.
Yes.
We're very grateful for them. Everything they do, we support them 100%. But it's just
Hmm.
comparing us as individuals, we have no support. All the support we get is from the listeners. That's all we really do from the podcast. We thank everybody that has chosen to go with us and support us. So everything is in-house. Everything we do is in-house.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
Sure.
Yes.
that makes it even more special. So
Hmm.
yeah,
What I want to add something else. For example, when you go to the south or the north tour, for example, 8 days, and you
Hmm.
still want to spend like 3 days or 4 days, for example, in Marrakesh
Hmm.
or in Fez or in Casablanca, you still we still have like some unique experiences and some unique excursions or day trips that you can do in Marrakesh, for example, like Essaouira, like Imlil Valley, the Atlas Mountains. You can even spend a night in Agafay Desert, for example, and
Yeah.
you can like do another, for example, like artisans tour of Marrakesh. There is plenty of unique experiences and activities that you can add after, for example, after the group when the group leave, for example, and you still have like 4 days or 3 days in Marrakesh, we suggest that to contact us and we still will organize these special activities and experiences for
Sure.
you.
Yeah. That's great.
yes. Those are add-ons. They are not included in our price. Just to clarify.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But that's just it. You're already there. You're so close. If it's pretty straightforward to add a couple extra things, or maybe even a couple extra days, then yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And also, a lot of people may not know for the golfers, for the people who like to surf, we have some amazing
Mm.
beaches for surfing. Essaouira is one of them. Dakhla is one of them. There's plenty of places where you can surf, and also
Yeah.
golfing. There's some incredible golf courses in Morocco, whether in Marrakesh, whether in Fas,
Hmm.
Rabat, Essaouira, and also wineries. We have a winery in Essaouira. We have one in
Yeah.
Meknes. We recommend Essaouira. It's closer to Marrakesh.
Hmm.
So
Yes. Yeah, there's the one in Mazagan, one of the best in
yeah,
Mazagan, in El Jadida, in Rabat, for example. Everywhere in Morocco we have golf, and it's amazing, especially when it's snowing, for example, in Canada or in US or in
Yeah.
Australia or everywhere. You can come to Morocco to enjoy playing golf in Morocco.
yeah,
Yeah, because the
Hmm.
weather is amazing the whole year, so we don't have snow in Marrakesh, especially and Fez, for example, in the big
Yeah.
cities where there is golf. So Yeah.
Neat. Oh, there's a hammam. That's nice.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of memories.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes.
Ah, yeah.
Hmm.
Volleyballs. Oh
Really?
my gosh. Volleyballs. It's just, it's, it was
Yes.
so,
It's so,
it's
oh
always,
my God. Yes.
it's,
And we did
my
it the
bold spot.
midday. Yeah. Oh
I
my
know, I
God.
know. That's, we laugh, but the thing is, you're really, for volleyballs, you really have to calculate your trip the right, because most of the time you'll be there during, midday. So if it's summertime, be prepared. So,
Mm.
Yes. It's
Yeah.
so hot.
Yeah. That's
Yes.
neat.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but we made it fun. And the tour
Yeah.
guide that we had was just amazing. We had so much fun.
Yes.
And also what I wanted to say, we've gone with different tour guides, and every tour guide explains volubilis to you in a different way. And they're all correct, but everybody has bits and pieces of the information. The same thing when we did the uh, FAS with Mulahid.
Yes.
The guy is
Yes.
just, he's so amazing, so
Very
incredible,
informative.
very knowledgeable.
Yes.
Yes. Um,
Yeah.
and what he did with us, I don't think he does it with a lot of the guests because probably they don't have the time. In our case, we had 4 days, so it was good enough to split it and to explain everything the right way. My favorite part with that was, when we finished the king's palace and went to the Jewish quarter, we just did not
Yeah.
stay on the streets. We went inside, and that going inside, it just completely different perspective, just completely different experience.
Inside the synagogue.
And
Yes, that's right.
yes, oh my
And
God, the
thanks,
synagogue,
thanks
the
to Hafid.
stories,
Thanks to Mullah
yeah,
Hafid. Yes.
yes,
Mm.
Yes.
yes, the stories behind it, and people were, super nice to us, and I know it's a religious place, and we were just us. They were kind enough to let us in, and it was just beyond incredible.
Hmm.
So yeah, yeah, wow,
Yeah, that was great. Those are fun episodes to put together and to
yes,
listen to when you were
That's
touring the Jewish
right.
border here. You went over to
Yes.
the tannery. And then the next one, we're in the pottery
yes.
studio, and you hear them chipping away and like all the bowl spinning and stuff like that. It was cool.
Yeah.
You know what?
That's
The
about
funny
it.
part about the tannery, the local guide, I met him last time when I visited Fes,
Yeah.
and I said, "I don't think you remember." He said, "No, no, I remember you." And his name Mashhur, which translates in English famous. So we
Right.
say, "Hey, famous." So that's his name. And you think, you're not calling him famous, but that's his name. It's like his name is Fame. But we had a really
Yes.
good time. So yeah, it was
Yeah.
fun. It was fun.
I remember. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. We were really
Cool.
lucky during the tours. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was awesome.
Well, that's just it. I mean, you take a tour with you guys, and I can attest. It's true. These are the types of experiences people get. Right.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a wonderful thing. It's just the right size. And you know what I love about the idea of a small group tour is that you're going to make new friends. I mean, you could
yes,
be with
yes,
another couples, right? Like maybe there's four or
yeah.
six of you in total, something like that. And
Oh,
after 24 hours, you're already starting to get to know each other. To share something like that with people, from wherever else they are in the world or in the different parts of the country, and you get to share that, that's a pretty neat experience too.
it
Yeah,
is. It
sure.
really is. Yes.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Mm.
And we make sure every time that's each member of the group
Mm.
experienced and had a good time and experienced the group,
Oh,
experienced the whole experience with the group.
Yeah.
I just saw the comments. Laura,
Laura, yeah. I saw, yeah. Laura and
it's Laura
Christy.
and Christy. Oh
Thank
my
you,
goodness,
Laura. Yeah. Thank you, Laura. Thank you.
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, they're going in
Yeah.
September. Oh my God, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
this is
good.
fun. Yeah, this is fun. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Well,
Thank you,
that's
Laura.
an hour flies by pretty fast. Do you guys have
I
anything
know. I
else you want to
know.
add?
I know. You know, I can't thank everybody enough. It takes a really good team to do what we do, and I'm very grateful for everybody.
Mm.
I really, really appreciate you and your support, and the ins and outs of everything that you guys do. Ted, Sam, Hiba. She's not feeling well. Hopefully, she'll get better. The guys behind the scene, tons and tons of people. There's a lot of changes we're going through. We're implementing.
Mm.
You may not see them right away, but you'll see them probably within the next 3 to 6 months. We're working for 2025 things to plan and do, and the changes that we need to make, and the things also to improve the tools, to improve the experiences. And that's what sets us apart. We are small, small family owned business. We are still unknown, and we're working hard to be. So we need somebody to make us famous, like Imran said. So and that's it. We are super grateful for all the opportunities, for all the people that have traveled with us. I know we changed your life and you changed ours as well. So it goes really, really, really both ways. And
Yep.
we're very grateful for you. So that's all I really want to say. Just, I'm super appreciative. Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah. Morocco tours or trips is a lifetime experience, and you have to do it the right way, either in group tours or private tours.
Yeah.
We are here to support you. We want you to visit Morocco, and we will be more than happy to help you to enjoy your trip in Morocco with us.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank
thanks,
you.
guys. It's been fun. It's been nice hanging out,
Thank you.
chatting about the tours, fond memories. I think people
Ah,
know where to go. Go to the website, of course, Destinations Morocco, and the phone number there. There's lots of ways to reach out and ask more questions. And we hope to get some more people to Morocco this year.
Thank you very
absolutely.
much, Fred.
Absolutely.
Great.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
See you
Bye
next
bye.
time.
Thank you very much. Bye bye. Thank you.